You may or may not know I have a sports podcast. It's called Strong Opinion Sports. And it's grown a lot. Like the numbers go up tremendously. It's weird. It's cool. Like a lot of people watch. More than I thought would happen, about a little over a year in doing it. And with size and with viewership, especially on YouTube, comes a ton of comments. Angry, happy, hateful. Sometimes they're really nice. And getting comments on YouTube has really forced me to do a lot of self-examination. And you got to be really, really careful. You cannot give a YouTube comment too much weight, whether it's really good or really bad, negative or positive. You can't let it sway the way you feel too much, either direction. Because like the nice ones are awesome. They're so meaningful. People tell me I've gotten this comment, and it's cool like to hear this. People say like, Zach, you're my favorite YouTuber. I love Strong Opinion Sports, and that like is so cool. It feels so good. Like praise feels good. But you got to be really careful. You can't do it to seek validation. A lot of people that listen to my sports podcast are 49ers fans. And I curate topics that they might want to hear. I'll say like, I'll talk about Jimmy Garoppolo today, but I won't say what they want about Jimmy Garoppolo. I'll say what I believe about Jimmy Garoppolo. I try to give them information they care about, but my opinion isn't informed to make them like me. For a great example, I think their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, had a really disappointing season, and it makes 49ers fans angry when I say that. But you can't seek validation. It doesn't work. You got to be really, really careful not to seek validation or approval. And if you make content on YouTube, if you do it because you want people to like you, you are doing it for the wrong reason. It will not work. If people comment on Strong Opinion Sports, I have people say really mean stuff to me, man. I get a lot of hate. They'll say like, Zach, you're fat. You're gaining weight. Blech. Say your hair is stupid. I hate you. You're an idiot. I hope your other brother kills himself. I've literally had that comment. And it's like, doesn't feel good. I've had people say they want to kill me before, and I don't give a lot of weight. So I'm like, it's just Georgia fans. Like they're just angry. They're an angry bunch of people. I never really take it seriously. But don't get me wrong. Getting hate on the internet does not feel good. It is not exciting when someone says your hair is stupid or you're getting fat or you shave your face, whatever the hell it is. Like it doesn't feel good to get hated on the internet. And part of me is inclined to say, like, I often get tempted to be like, if you don't like me, just don't watch. But like, first of all, you can't live in that bubble. But second, I mean, if you hate me and you watch my content, technically the viewership still helps me. Like actually, it's bad business if you turn away someone who watches your content just because they hate you. Like if people hate watch me, I benefit from it. So like, oh well. But I've really had to come to terms with the fact that I just have to be myself. And being myself means that some people might hate me. I make content because I love preparing a podcast. I love organizing the information. It's my favorite thing. It's so fun to me. I love organizing my ideas and my thoughts and then writing them out. And if I can monetize that, that's my dream job. That's what I would love to do. But I've got to be careful. I got to make sure I'm creating content because it's what I enjoy doing. And love the process rather than because I want validation. If you're making content because you want validation, again, because you want people to like you, that's not healthy and it's not sustainable. Now, it was easy though when people, when I'd put out a video and it got like 2 views, it was really easy to be like, yeah, of course I'm making it because I like it because no one watches. But now that people watch, it's a lot harder. And look, I know, I'm not fat. I know that, but it still makes me overthink every camera angle. I like, does my hair look okay? Is my shirt okay? I overthink my outfits. It's like, it's ridiculous. But those thoughts creep into my mind. And so I got to be really careful and really vigilant to be sure that I'm doing this for the right reason. I'm making content for the right reason. And figuring all of that out has been a tough thing, man. I will say this. It's a little bit easier to have people hate me for an opinion on sports. Like, I love Tom Brady. If you hate me for that, I can swallow that. It's a little bit easier. You're mad because of a sports thing. It's inconsequential. Like, oh, well. But it has slowed me down from making content under, the moniker of Zach Shomler, under me. Content that's not about sports. Again, it's one thing to have someone hate you for Strong Opinion Sports, for my take on a Georgia football game. I have 2 feeds, Strong Opinion Sports and Zach Shomler. When I make a Zach Shomler video, a video for my personal YouTube channel, and then people don't like that, it's because they just hate me. It's more personal. It's not about Baker Mayfield. It's not about, I love Baker, so therefore I don't like that you said you didn't believe in him. It's more like, Zach, I hate you. And that's hard. And I've had to accept that sometimes people are simply going to hate me. And again, I don't make content for those people. I make content for people who want to hear me talk. And I don't really feel the need anymore for anyone's approval. It's like, thank God. I don't make content for people who hate me. And kind of understanding I don't need approval has been a really big one. But it's taken a lot of soul searching. However, I now feel a lot better. Like, I'm in the process of learning how to not seek validation, but it's hard. And it's even being able to say that out loud has really made me feel a lot more free. Like, oh, yeah, someone's going to hate me. Okay, that's the deal. It happens. And as long as I'm making content that I believe in, I think I can keep going. If I'm proud of the content I'm putting out, that is sustainable. Like, I get comments all the time about my background or, my camera angles and crap and my lighting, and my hair is like darker in the middle than the top. And it's like, dude, I don't care. Someday, like, don't get me wrong. I have aspirations of making really great content that looks like, I think I make great content, but content that looks visually really appealing. Someday I want to do that. But right now, I'm a college kid. I live in a dorm room. Like, I don't know. And I don't use clips to make, like, for example, I don't use a lot of clips when I talk about football. If people want me to play clips of a guy, Jimmy Garoppolo throwing when I talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's a great idea in theory, but I'm not a sports network. I can't purchase clips. And even if you do, sometimes if you buy clips, it still gets flagged. So I only really shoot and only really put video on my YouTube channel that's I shot with my own camera, because otherwise I get copy struck. And I don't want to deal with that. I hate that. I hate people making money off my content it's not theirs. And so again, I try to use only video that I shot with my own camera. And I really think with my content, what's truly most important is what I'm saying out loud. It's what's coming out of my mouth. It's not about how it looks. It's a podcast. It's me talking. I honestly, when I listen to shows like mine, I listen to Joe Rogan clips sometimes. I'll put my phone in my pocket and have my headphones in. I don't even care what he's saying, because it's not about what it looks like. It's about what I'm saying. And so, like, audio quality, that matters so much more to me. To deliver this concisely and clearly with a good microphone is so much more important than how the show looks. And so, again, someday, I hope the looks are great. But right now, I'm making content I'm proud of, and I'm no longer seeking approval. And doing that has been really, really freeing.